Bald Brittany back in the building. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome to my channel. So obviously you know what this is about because you know the title and the thumbnail and everything. Congratulations, you're done high school. Now what? I'll be answering questions that I've been getting a lot lately that has everything to do with like first year university, college, residence, YorkU, and just, you know, the basic stuff. And I have answered some questions in comments, and I've been getting a lot of messages in my DMs, and I've been able to get back to a lot of people. But I feel like it's better to put this video together, so in case anyone else has similar questions and don't know where to find the answers to it, you're welcome. Okay, so I'm done talking, and let's basically get into the Q&A. So the first question I got was the college system. What are the college systems and which college do I belong to? Now, okay, so the college system at York University is what makes it stand out a lot more from other universities, because the way that it works, the reference that they use is actually like Harry Potter and Hogwarts, how there's like the different houses and everything. And I feel like that's the best way to explain it, unless if you don't watch Harry Potter like I don't. I'm so sorry. Just think of it like this. Okay, so university is a big school, and then there's different sections for different students depending on their program. So if you're like me, if you're in the crim program, law and society, poli-sci, etc., you'll be in McLaughlin. If you are in the arts, as in film, dance, singing, you'll be in Winters, and so on and so on. The university is divided into like small colleges, but you are technically still in university, but the college system is just a way for students to be more engaged with like the people around them, the people in their programs, and it's just such an easier way to get to know people and feel more like welcomed into the environment. And that's what really stood out for me, which is why I went to York. So I'm in McLaughlin. I'm currently the VP of communications, so if you do go to York and you're McLaughlin, you'll be seeing me a lot, so can't wait for that. So the next question I got that was hard to answer in like messages, and I thought that making a video would be a lot easier, was generally are the classes set up so if you can listen and participate in class you can do well, or do they really give you bare minimum and send you off with a million books? Now the thing about this question is it depends. If I'm understanding, like it really depends, you know. In university there's lectures and tutorials. Lectures is where you basically do all the learning. So like you have a professor in a big lecture hall, everyone's taking notes, listening to what the professor's saying, asking questions and stuff like that. But in tutorials is basically where you engage more with what you've learned in the lecture. So that's where you have like a teacher assistant where they do attendance, you hand in your assignments to them. The way I like to think of it is like tutorials are like high school classrooms, you know, where there's like a teacher, attendance, assignments. It all happens in like that period of time. Lectures, they don't do that. You just grab information from the professor, from the lectures, from the slides, and then you bring it to the tutorial to do the work that they assign you, to do the assignments that they assign you, answer questions in class. And tutorials are basically where your mark depends on, because if you do not show up to tutorials, that's going to leave a big mark. If you don't do the assignments, that's going to leave an even bigger mark. And if you don't engage in class, participate, that's going to leave. Like all three of those things you have to do if you want to get a good mark in the class or in the course. So tutorials are really important. Lectures are very boring, I'm not gonna lie, but like once you understand what the prof is saying and the stuff that you're learning in class, and you bring that knowledge into the tutorial with the TA and the other students, usually 30 of them with you, it's not that bad. Some lectures or courses depend on like the textbook, or like the professor just leaves you into reading the textbook to gain more information. Others just tell you to get the textbook but never really touch upon the textbook in tutorials or in the lectures, and you get really mad because you spent bare money on the textbook. Choosing between living on campus or off campus. Now this is a very big debate. If you haven't already, make sure to watch my pros and cons of living on res video, so it gives you more of a sense of whether or not you should or if you really want to live on res, because I explained it better there and I don't want to make this video too long. This video itself should be able to help you whether or not if you want to live on res. Okay, and so a lot of people have been asking me, I've been getting a lot of questions of what residence should they live in. Now, the thing is, sometimes it's best to go with the residence close or that's like affiliated with your college. So because I was in McLaughlin, I went with Tatum because it looked nice. Like I was like, oh, the Delta room looks really big and it looks nice. But also because it was like right next to my college. So in case if I ever needed anything, my room was nearby. I was able to go upstairs real quick, come back down, and boom. I always say it's best to go with the residence that's either connected or affiliated with your college, because it just makes it so much easier. But if you really don't want to do that, or you just want to go with like which residence looks nicest, it's best to just go on the YorkU website and like look at the pictures of the rooms to see the washrooms, the bedrooms, and just like the residence itself. Okay, so the next question I have here is, so if you don't have washrooms in your dorm, do you have to shower with other people? And what about kitchens? How do you cook your food if you don't have a meal plan? So this is how York does it. I highly suggest living in an apartment, but because if you're under 21, you cannot live in the apartments like accommodated by York University, which sucks. But if you live in a dorm, you share washrooms and you share the kitchen, which is also the common area. And I don't know about most residents, but I know residences like Vanier and Tatum, what they do is 2 floors share 1 common room. So if you're on the 4th and 5th floor, you share the 4th room common room. And basically in residence kitchens, there's no oven, there's no stove, you just have a microwave, a sink, a counter, and a fridge. Because they do not trust first years. It is because people tend to burn things just by using a microwave. The amount of times we've had a fire alarm go off because someone burned popcorn in the microwave, too many times to count. And for a washroom situation, again, it always depends on the residence. For Tatum, we had our private washrooms, so it's technically shared but also private, because it's not like the whole stalls thing. It's like an actual like private bathroom. You can lock the door and then you have the toilet, sink, and shower to yourself. So the next question I got was, can we invite friends from outside to our residence? Is the residence system something like a hotel, or are we free to come into the room anytime? So the first day that you do move in, they go briefly through like the rules of like living on res. After 7 p.m. you can only sign in 3 to 4 people, I believe. And then if people are going to sleep over, you can only have like 2 people sign in for overnight. About the meal plan. Okay, so basically at York University we have 4 different meal plans. I don't know if it's the same with other universities and colleges, because they check their rooms. I go to York, but at York we have 4 different meal plans, bronze being the cheapest and platinum gold being the very expensive one. I went with the bronze one, which was like $2,700 worth of money for food and some taxable money. And basically how the meal plan works is you can buy food on campus that shows like YU card acceptable or YU card accepted, and you can buy food without it including tax. So you basically get food for the price it shows without tax. For me, it lasted because I would tend to travel home on the weekend, but also I did not eat as much. I was very strict about like what I was eating and when I was eating, so I'd make sure to at least 3 times, like 3 meals a day, and try not to eat more than that. I gave myself a plan. I was like, okay, I did the math. I have to use at least $25 a day if I want to have some like money left over, and that actually worked. Yeah. Okay, so those were basically all the questions I received, and if you have any more, again, feel free to ask me. This is the end of my video. I'm going to sign out. My name is Brittany, and I'll see you guys all in my next video. Bye guys!